Hey, Sophie. I just got done with my shift.
Hey, Carl?
Did you sign the marriage certificate yet?
Yeah, a while ago. Now we just need to take it to the courthouse. About that, though, I'm pretty busy right now. Would it be okay to wait a few weeks?
I'm busy too, but I want to get married as soon as possible, Sophie.
Okay, well then how about we coordinate our schedules so we can go there together?
You're just an office worker, Sophie. You have no reason to be tired after work. I'm working the night shift at a construction site. I'd rather not have to go all the way out there before my shift or on my day off. Can't you just go by yourself? And today was super rough, too. I really just want to go to bed now.
Well, I guess I see where you're coming from. Our apartment is pretty far from the courthouse.
If possible, could you do it this week? We're already living together and all.
I'll check my schedule and see if there's a day I can do it. But this is a super busy time for me, so I can't make any guarantees. Carl! I'd rather say this on the phone, but I know you're at work, so I'm sending this by line. My dad's condition took a turn for the worse, so I'm leaving work early to go down to my parents' house to pick up my mom and go to the hospital. I'm gonna have to help Mom out with a lot of stuff now, so I'm probably gonna stay there for a couple of nights. I'd appreciate if you could stop by whenever you get a chance. I'll talk to you later. Carl, I sent you both a line message and a voicemail about my dad. Why didn't you come by the house for the visitation? You haven't even been by to give my mom your condolences. If something's up, I wish you'd tell me. How am I supposed to know what's going on if you don't say anything? I'll come by the apartment to see you this afternoon. Hey, Carl. I just got to the station. I'll be there in about 10 minutes.
Wow, you're finally coming back? Took you long enough.
Carl! My dad just died and you haven't even sent me a text. What is going on with you? What have you been doing? Are you alright? Are you sick or something? Is that why you didn't come to the funeral?
Yeah, I'm sick alright. Sick of being married to you.
Huh? Carl, what are you saying?
I want a divorce. I taped the divorce papers to the front door. So take them to the courthouse when you leave.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
I don't believe you! You taped the divorce papers to the front door? What if someone came by and saw them? Why couldn't you at least put them inside the apartment?
Glad to see you picked up the divorce papers. Now hurry up and submit them. Oh, and by the way, don't go spending my share of your dad's inheritance on anything stupid, got it?
Huh? Inheritance? No way. I thought it was odd timing how you pushed for us to get married quickly after my dad went in the hospital, so I was suspicious, but you were really just after my dad's inheritance?
So what if I was? We're divorcing now, so I don't care what you think about me anymore. Hey, think of it this way. Now you see the kind of guy I really am. Doesn't that make you want to hurry up and divorce me?
You're absolutely right. I'm utterly revolted by you. Let's break up.
Okay, well let me know when the inheritance money comes through.
Why?
Were you not paying attention? We may be divorcing now, but when your dad died, I was your husband, right? So like I said, don't go spending my share on anything stupid.
Wow, you really don't know, do you?
Know what?
You're not getting anything.
Huh?
My dad didn't leave a will, so only his legal heirs are entitled to receive any share of his estate.
Yeah, and I'm your husband, and your dad's son-in-law.
And? His only legal heirs are my mom, my sister, and me.
So that means...
You're not getting a cent. You're not an heir.
No way!
This is pretty common knowledge. It's pretty crazy you didn't know this, seeing as you only married me for my inheritance.
Well, in any case, I still get my share when we divide up our assets. I know your dad's estate was massive. He was worth millions. So, even if it's divided between the three of you, you're still set to receive a massive payout. I'll take half of that, which should be at least a couple $100,000.
Did you do any research before you hatched this plot of yours? Inheritance isn't subject to division during a divorce.
No! Come on!
You're terrible at evil plots, Carl.
This sucks! What was the point of even marrying you?
I hate to break it to you, but we were never actually married.
Really?
I never submitted the marriage certificate.
You didn't? I told you to take care of it last week!
Yes, and I told you that I was incredibly busy at work and wasn't sure I was going to be able to or not. Didn't you think I would have told you if I did?
God, this sucks.
Boy, I sure was lucky you're such a lazy moron. You shoving it off onto me is the only thing that kept me from having to deal with lawyers and courts and all that nonsense during the divorce proceedings.
I'm not a moron!
My dad must be watching out for me from heaven.
How could you do this to me? We were supposed to get married!
What? What on earth do you mean?
You know what I mean! We were engaged!
In any case, don't come to the apartment tonight. This apartment is in your name, so you can keep it. I'll clear out my stuff tonight, so don't come back until tomorrow morning.
Hold on a minute! So, how much money am I getting from you?
None!
Come on! Give me something!
No! Bye!
Hey! What's up with this bill you sent me? Why do I have to pay you $50,000?
I think my lawyer will give you more information soon. But you were cheating on me, weren't you?
Oh, that. But we were never officially married, right? Doesn't count!
The law says I can sue you because you were my fiancé.
Unreal.
Oh, and since we were also planning the wedding, there was a cancellation fee of 20% of the estimate, as well as fees to the venue, caterer, etc.
So I gotta pay that too?
Additionally, you withdrew money from my savings account while I was at my parents' house for my dad's funeral, didn't you?
You knew about that?
I have no idea when you figured out what my security key was, and I guess I should have been more careful. But that's my money and I want it back. Every last cent, got it? That all adds up to $50,000.
Hold on!
What now?
I'm actually in a lot of debt.
Yep, and you were trying to use my savings to pay off as much of it as you could before the breakup, right?
You knew about that?
Did you think I was just gonna give you a quick and easy split without taking what's mine?
Kinda.
Chalk that up as yet another one of your embarrassing miscalculations. I'm having your parents keep track of where you're living and what you're doing, so there's no running away from this. You owe me $50,000 and you will pay every last cent.
Give me a break, Sophie! I'm gonna have to take out more debt now! Hey, Sophie! What the hell is going on?
Oh, hi, Carl. It's been a while. What's up?
I'm at your parents' house right now!
Why?
Who's that guy, Sophie? How could you betray me like this?
What are you on about? It's been over a year since we broke up, Carl.
Just tell me who that guy is!
Wait, I think you're at my parents' old house.
Old house?
We sold the house.
You did?
My sister and her husband ended up taking over my dad's company, so my mom decided to go and live with them. Since no one would be living there anymore, it didn't make any sense to just let it sit there collecting dust. So we had a realtor sell it for us. We found a buyer surprisingly quickly. So I could only imagine that guy that you're referring to is the person who bought the house from us and is living there now.
Oh no. This is bad.
What did you do, Carl?
I, thought you guys still lived there, so I went to the wine cellar and drank some of the vintage wine.
You did what?
Then that guy came running down from the main floor and started yelling at me. So I ran and locked myself in the bathroom. I thought maybe we could make up and get back together.
What were you thinking? I will never get back together with you.
But you were saying on Twitter that you wanted to get back together with your old boyfriend.
I don't use Twitter, Craig.
But the account was Sophie.
Do you think I'm the only Sophie in the world? That wasn't my account.
No way!
Also, do you have any idea how expensive the vintage wine you drank was? How much did you drink?
A bottle. Or two.
Well, I hope you're ready to pay up.
Oh no. Does this mean I'm gonna have to take out more debt again?
Not my problem.
Can I borrow some money from you, Sophie?
I can't believe I forgot to block you a year ago.
Sophie, no!
Carl paid the $50,000 I demanded he pay, so I thought I was finally rid of him. But Carl went berserk over this Sophie account on Twitter that he thought was me. The police ended up getting called and everything. It was a huge deal. Also, it turned out the wine Carl drank was a very special vintage wine worth over $20,000. And he paid the new owner of the house a lump sum for that, as well as the broken window he got in from. I have no idea how he managed to come up with the money, but his parents told me in their regular reports that he's a bigger problem than we're able to deal with, so we handed him over to his financer. I have no idea what that could mean. But then again, I don't particularly want to know, so I decided to forget about the whole thing.
Becky, do you have a moment?
Hi, Wendy. I'm at work right now. Could this possibly wait until later?
What? You have a job?
Well, yeah, were you not aware?
I had no idea.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm working now.
Why didn't you say so when you moved into the employee apartment building last month?
I'm pretty sure I did. But like I said, I'm kind of busy at the moment, so...
In any case, my husband is set to get a promotion soon.
He is? If I'm not mistaken, isn't your husband the assistant manager of the General Affairs Department?
Yes, that's him. He has the highest position out of all the men currently living in the employee apartments. It's important to remember that sort of thing as a wife living there. I'm glad you seem to have done your homework.
But I have to say, I haven't heard anything about anyone being promoted anytime soon.
They probably just haven't made an official announcement.
Hey, Wendy, I'm sorry, but a meeting is about to start. I gotta go.
So anyway, I was planning to have a little celebration for my husband's promotion. It's going to be a surprise party, so make sure you don't say anything to him. We're going to have it at a Korean barbecue. There's an amazing place downtown near the station. All 30 people living in the employee apartments are going to come, so I decided to rent out the whole restaurant. And you'll be coming too. Since you're the newest tenant, this would be a great opportunity for you to build a good reputation, so I'm going to have you help out. Becky, are you there? Are you ignoring me? Unbelievable. I'm the leader of the wives group at this company. Who do you think you are ignoring my messages? I'm not going to let you disrespect me like this. Our kids even go to the same elementary school, Becky. That means we're both part of the same PTA organization. And guess what? I'm the leader of that PTA as well. Being at work is no excuse for shirking your responsibility to respond to me, Becky. This conversation has priority over everything else you're doing. Becky? I don't believe this. Have you no shame? You're going to pay for disrespecting me, Becky. You need to be taught a lesson about how things work around here. Hey, Becky. I don't believe you've ever told me anything about your husband's work at the company. Could you tell me about his department and position?
My husband? I don't see how that's any of your concern.
That explains everything. If you feel the need to hide it, he must be a low-level employee.
Listen, Wendy, I went so far as to step out of my meeting the other day because I felt bad about leaving you hanging like that. But I can't deal with long conversations like that while I'm at work.
Excuse me?
I can make exceptions for emergencies, but from now on, I won't be responding to any other kind of messages while I'm at work.
How dare you?
I have to go now. I'm just about to board a plane.
A plane? Why?
I'm leaving on an extended business trip, so I'll talk to you later.
That has nothing to do with me. So anyway, about the party for my husband I mentioned the other day, I went ahead and rented out the Korean barbecue just like I planned. We'll order a beer by the pitcher, so you'll be in charge of topping off everybody's drinks. The party is tomorrow. Be at the restaurant at 12. Don't be late. And no, participation is not optional, especially not for you. So don't even think about giving me any excuses for not being able to come. Do I make myself clear? Becky, it's already noon. Where are you? I explicitly told you were to be here on time. No excuses. Honestly, I expected you would do this. So here's what we'll do. We'll enjoy all the meat we can eat, and you can pay the bill. With 30 people, it should come to a few $1,000s. Oh, and they charge by the hour, and we're planning to be here a very long time. So, here's your choice. Either you get yourself to the restaurant this instant, or you pay the bill. We're going to go ahead and get the party started, so make your choice. One hour down. Becky, I hope you're not under the impression that I was joking when I said you were going to pay the bill. I was dead serious. I fully intend to have you pay for every cent of the bill for this party, whether it's $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000. I'm a woman of my word, Becky. Remember, every hour you're not here is one more hour that you'll have to pay for. I'd hurry up if I were you. At this rate, you're going to have to sell a kidney on the black market to pay it off. Maybe then you'll finally learn that you shouldn't cross me, the leader of the WISE group and the PTA. Well then, I think I'll go ahead and order myself another plate.
What the? Wendy? I've gotten like 50 notifications from you. What's going on?
Oh, hello, Becky. Would you mind explaining what you think you're doing, skipping my husband's promotion celebration party? I tried my best to teach you the ropes and explain how things work around here, Becky. If only you would have listened to my friendly advice, you wouldn't be in this awful situation you're in right now.
Situation?
We've all just spent 2 heavenly hours stuffing our faces with the finest meat money can buy. It was fantastic. The bill was $5,700. Will you be paying in cash or credit?
$5,700? How much meat did you eat?
Enough to feed 30 people.
Wait, there's no way all the wives from the apartment came.
Well, no, they didn't. 9 women from the wives group came, along with 11 of my underlings in the PTA. And also a few of my personal friends. There are also a few of their husbands here because they happen to have the day off.
That's quite a group.
And why wouldn't they come? After all, it's my husband's promotion. Now hurry up and get over here. We're leaving and you need to pay the bill.
I can't. I'm on a business trip.
What?
I told you I was going on an extended business trip last night, didn't I? I'm in the middle of work, Wendy. And I'm halfway across the country from you right now.
What? No! You're that far away? This isn't good. I need to call my husband.
Wait, the party is supposed to be a celebration of your husband's promotion and he's not even there?
He was supposed to come, but this morning he said something urgent came up.
He was probably moving out of the employee apartment building.
What? Why would he do a thing like that?
Well, probably because he got fired last month.
Fired?
Company policy says you have 30 days to leave the apartment after leaving the company, and I'm pretty sure his deadline was today.
But that can't...
Don't tell me he didn't tell you about that.
He said he was being promoted to manager this month.
Oh, that. Well, it got uncovered that he had worked his way up by taking credit for other people's work, so the promotion was rescinded.
That can't be.
At first, I thought a demotion and pay cut would be a reasonable punishment for him. But after holding hearings with other employees, we found out that we had only barely scratched the surface of his improprieties. For example, one of the most common complaints was the establishment of a strict hierarchy in the employee apartments.
Wait, what do you mean, we?
I was on an assignment from corporate headquarters to investigate the situation in the employee apartments as an undercover agent of sorts.
You were undercover?
I uncovered a litany of problems. But I never imagined that the actual root of the problem was you, Wendy. Do you know what your husband said to me? It was all Wendy's idea. I shouldn't have gone along with it. Getting fired has woken me up, and I'm going to work hard to turn my life around from now on. He was crying and everything. It was quite the scene.
Becky, who are you?
Ordinarily, I'm the manager of the sales department.
Wait, the manager of the sales department? Then you must be the current president's daughter and the projected next company president?
Yep, that's me.
But what about your husband?
My husband actually works for a completely different company.
I can't believe this. You deceived me. If you would have told me who you really were, I never would have treated you like one of my underlings.
Wendy, I think you have more important things to worry about than my identity right now.
What do you mean?
You still haven't paid the $5,700 bill, have you? You might want to get on that before the owner calls the police.
Oh, Becky, could you?
No, Wendy, no. Just no. Don't even bother asking.
Oh no, what am I going to do? Becky, this is terrible. The manager called the police on me, and my husband divorced me. He told me that he never wants to speak to me again, and that his lawyer will be contacting me soon. After getting fired, he decided to start a new life for himself, take over his parents' farm. The kids all moved away with him. I've never been anything but a housewife. I haven't even worked part-time since getting married. And I had to empty the small savings account I had from when I was single to pay the bill at the restaurant. So I can't even afford a half-decent lawyer. My husband's going to ruin me in the divorce. I asked my parents if I could live with them, but they said I only have 1 month to get a job and move out. Why is this happening to me? Hey, Becky, since you're going to be the next president, do you think you could lend me a hand? Becky! Don't ignore me at a time like this. Don't you feel at least a bit sorry for me?
That last flurry of messages was sent when I was in the middle of an important meeting. I've told her so many times that I don't answer messages while I'm at work. What does it take to get through to that woman? Her near-zero work experience has had a major impact on her job search. She shows up late, leaves early, talks back to her boss, demands a break every hour, and uses work computers to do online shopping while she's on the clock. She refuses to admit when she's in the wrong, so she hasn't lasted more than a month at any job she's managed to land.
Since there's no one around her who can get her under control, her financial position got worse and worse until she finally had to go to loan sharks to make ends meet. When I think about it, this was really the inevitable conclusion to her story all along.
Can you talk right now, Veronica?
Oh, hi, Matthew. What's the matter?
Well, this is going to sound really late, but it's about Kelly.
Kelly? The Kelly you got divorced with 5 years ago?
Yep.
Did something happen? Don't tell me you want to get back together. Who am I kidding? That's impossible.
Well, it's about that.
What? But didn't you get divorced because she cheated on you?
She's saying she wants to get back together, and I wanted to talk to you about her reason.
What did she say?
She said she's raising my daughter.
What? Did you know anything about this?
Not at all. I asked the date of the child's birth, but it's impossible that I was the father, since I was abroad during that time.
I see. So you have proof it's not your child?
Yep, I told her that, and refused. But she just doesn't give up.
Didn't Kelly get married with the guy she was cheating on you with 100 days after you two got divorced?
But I heard that they got divorced 9 months after that. I don't know why, though.
Is it possible that he was the child's father?
I don't know. Apparently, Kelly's been with a lot of guys.
Oh, now that you mention it, she was that kind of person.
Sorry for being so sudden, but could we talk in person? I'm free during the weekend. I already told Mom and Dad, so I thought we could go to their house.
Yep, I think that would be best.
I'll see you tomorrow at their house then.
Okay, I'll be there by noon.
Hi, Matthew. It's Kelly. Did you think about my offer? I told you this last time, but I think both parents should be there when raising a child. You deny it, but this child is definitely yours. To be honest, I don't have the money nor the strength to raise a child of my own, on my own, which is why I thought you should come back as my husband and as her father. So we're getting back together, okay?
Veronica, it's noon already, but you aren't there? Did something happen? You wouldn't answer to my texts, which is kind of strange.
Oh, sorry. It's already noon, huh? Sorry, I couldn't reply.
What happened?
I was preparing to leave the house when I found a small girl sleeping in front of the door.
Huh? Was it a kid that lives nearby?
Probably not. No one in my apartment knows her, at least. It was 102 degrees outside, so I thought she might have gotten heat stroke. I couldn't find anyone who looked like her parents either, so I called an ambulance. I was so hectic, I didn't have any time to contact you. Sorry.
No problem. It couldn't be helped. What happened after that?
I handed the girl over to the people in the ambulance and explained the situation. I gave them my phone number as well, just in case. I stopped getting involved there, even though they did ask me to come with them in the ambulance. But to be honest, I didn't care that much, you know?
I see.
Oh, can I still make it there? I'll go there now.
What? Is it alright for you?
I just went through this weird incident. I'd rather be with someone than on my own. I don't really want to stay here where it all happened either.
Got it. I'll wait for you here. Be careful.
Hi, Veronica. Long time no see. It seems like you haven't blocked me. Good.
I only unblocked you because of yesterday's incident.
Yesterday? Oh, right. My daughter was taken to the hospital, right?
So it's true that the child who collapsed at the front of my door yesterday was your child?
Yes, it's also your nephew.
I don't have a nephew.
Well, I guess you did just hear about the news. You must still be in shock.
Didn't my brother already tell you that it's not his child? He has proof of it as well. Your daughter has nothing to do with us.
Oh, are you talking about how he was abroad during that time? Matthew's wrong about that, which means that it's his child.
No, I myself have proof that what Matthew is saying is true.
Anyways, just take care of my daughter for me, will you? I left her at your doorstep yesterday so that you could take care of her, you know. I forgot to tell you about it.
What?
But it's your fault for not noticing until she collapsed of heat stroke.
You're the one who just left her at my doorstep?
I'm on vacation right now.
What?
I'll be home in 3 days, so take care of her in the hospital for me until then, okay?
Come home right now. Don't you feel responsible for your own daughter?
It's your nephew as well, Veronica.
No, it's not. I don't even know where she is right now.
What? No way I'm going to fall for that. I'm counting on you then.
Kelly!
I'm home, Veronica. My daughter's at your place, right? I went to the hospital she was supposed to be at and was told she already left. I'll come over right now.
Your daughter isn't here.
What?
I only called an ambulance. I haven't seen her since. 2 days later, I got a call from what was apparently her grandfather, who apologized to me.
What? Her grandfather? So you and Matthew's dad, right? Then you should know where.
How many times do we have to tell you she's not Matthew's daughter?
What? You're still saying that? Are you sure you want to do this, Veronica? Me and Matthew got divorced 4 years ago. My daughter is currently 3 years old. I'll spare you the details, but Matthew's the only possible father of that child.
How old are you right now, Kelly?
What? 28. Why?
You got divorced with Matthew when you were 23, right?
Yes, and?
What's 28 minus 23?
What?
28 minus 23 equals...
5.
Which means that you and Matthew got divorced 5 years ago.
What? 5 years?
If it was you and Matthew's child, then she would be 4 by now.
Wait, what?
You got divorced with the guy you cheated on Matthew with 9 months after you married him, right? That sounds like about 4 years ago. Maybe you're confusing Matthew with him.
But then my daughter's father is...
It's not Matthew, at the very least. He was abroad 4 years ago. Why not just do a DNA test?
What? It's really not Matthew?
Anyways, I have no idea where your daughter went after she left the hospital. Obviously, Matthew doesn't know either. We can't help you.
Then where's my daughter?
That being said, we have no reason to bother with you anymore.
Wait, but...
Goodbye!
Wait, please! At least let me get married with Matthew again. Matthew, I understand about the child now, but we can remarry, right? You'll raise her like your own child, right?
I told you already. I already remarried.
What?
Besides, the reason you left your daughter at my sister's house was because you were on vacation with another guy, right?
How do you know?
So it was true.
What?
Sorry, I was just guessing.
What?
You know I hate people who cheat, but you still proposed remarrying even though you were with another guy. You really are crazy.
But I still love you, Matthew.
I don't care. You disgust me.
What? I disgust you?
That's the only sort of feeling I have towards you anymore.
But
Don't bother me or the people near me ever again. Bye. Kelly's daughter was with her grandfather, i.e. Kelly's dad, the person who called me after the incident and apologized for what happened. Obviously, the hospital called Kelly, but since she was away on vacation, they called her father. Her parents found out about what had happened and told Kelly that they were cutting ties with her. They even took custody of her daughter. Apparently, the child's father was the guy she went on vacation with. In the end, the guy's wife found out about Kelly and sued her. Kelly was forced to pay for child support on top of this, so she's now in debt and works hard labor day and night to pay it off. Ken, let's break up.
What? Okay.
Huh?
You want to break up with me, right? Fine.
Aren't you being a bit too calm about this?
You went to my house without my permission, right? I'm not good enough for you since my family's too poor, right? You thought I was rich at first, but it turned out I wasn't, right? You even insulted my parents, saying they must have done some shady business to get the money for my college tuition. Haven't you heard of scholarships?
Uh-huh. I do know what scholarships are, but how do you know?
It's true my family is on the poor side. But the relationships I have are as good as anyone else's in my opinion. I also work hard to make sure I get good grades. I worked a part-time job in high school to help my parents even buy a little. Some people felt bad about me and told me about how you were going around saying insults about my parents.
By people, you mean there were more than one?
I don't want such a two-faced girlfriend. Of course we're breaking up. We're going to go different ways once we graduate high school. So it's good timing, right?
What? Fine. Goodbye, Popper.
Thanks for coming to today's high school reunion, Ken. I was so glad to see an old friend's face again.
Nice seeing you too, Gilbert. Sorry I couldn't stay until the end.
Yeah, it can't be helped. You had something you needed to do, right? I'm just glad we were able to meet again. We live closer to each other than I thought. So let's go out for a drink again some other time.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, I almost forgot. I need to warn you about something.
What's wrong?
You remember your ex, Stacy, right?
Oh yeah.
She came to the venue right after you left.
What? I thought she wasn't invited. Didn't everyone start avoiding her habit of seducing guys regardless of time and place?
She must have got the time and place of the reunion from somewhere. She gave out her marriage contact information to all the guys, hoping to get a hold of someone rich, and left after 15 minutes.
Marriage contact information?
It was some sort of name card with a bunch of requirements written on it. She said, "I'll go out with you, so give me your contact information," apparently.
Seriously?
I didn't get a name card since I'm just a regular office worker.
That must have been quite the scene.
Yep, it's a good thing you weren't here. That's not the end, though.
What?
20 minutes after Stacy left the venue, a guy claimed to be Stacy's ex-husband appeared.
Huh? I did hear she got married, but they got divorced already?
Yep, because Stacy cheated on him, apparently. It seems she's avoiding the alimony.
Wow. Oh, so the ex-husband came to the reunion hoping to get hold of Stacy?
Yep. I told him she left 20 minutes ago, and he apologized and left after giving me his contact information.
What a mess.
That's what happened. I thought I should warn you just in case you used to go out with her.
Got it. Thanks. I'll be careful. Got it. Thanks. I'll be careful.
Hi, Ken. It's such a shame I wasn't able to see you at yesterday's reunion. But I heard about you from the others and was shocked. They said you climbed your way to the top. You live at H Heights now, right? I'll come and meet you right now. Ken, I'm at your apartment now. It says these messages are unread, but you're reading them through the notifications, right? I know you're in there. Come out. There's no need to be shy. Hurry up and open the door. I brought my toys so we can have fun tonight. Ken, are you really not home? Hey, why didn't you tell me you moved? The new owner of your room just arrived and told me. He says he's been living here for 3 years. I was so embarrassed. Where are you living now, Ken? Ken, I'll be at your parents' house in 30 minutes. I thought about it and realized I had been to your dump of a house before. You're rich now, so you've probably had it renovated, right? Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm tired, so I'd be happy if you could prepare some juice or cake for me. While I'm at it, I'll introduce myself to your parents.
Gilbert? You have Stacy's ex-husband's contact information, right?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Apparently, Stacy's heading over to my parents' house!
What?
For some reason, it seems she's after me. I don't know the details.
We need to use this to catch her, right?
Yep. I want you to contact her ex-husband and tell him about where Stacy's heading. Give him my phone number and tell him to call me as well.
Got it.
Huh? Stacy? I got a bunch of notifications. What's wrong?
Oh, Ken! Finally, you replied.
I only have work in the morning today. I don't look at my phone for private use while at work.
Oh, really? Never mind.
You're heading to my parents' house?
Yep, I thought we could live together from now on, so I made preparations. You can read the chat history, but I've been running around looking for you. It was such a hassle. Sorry, but could you get us a hotel after I've greeted your parents? We can't have the proper reunion with your parents around, you know.
Could you first explain why you suddenly want to meet me?
What? I thought you would be able to figure it out, but putting it in words is important too, I guess. I found out you were now rich at yesterday's reunion.
I'm rich?
It was after you went home to take care of something, but I overheard one of the other guys talking about it. You know, you earn $500,000 a year. I wish you had told me even if we had broken up.
$500,000 a year? Oh, that's what this is about.
Let's get married then, shall we?
Can you not go to my parents' house?
What? Why?
There's a beehive, so it's dangerous to go near, apparently.
What? A beehive? Wow. I'm glad you told me before I got there.
I'll head to where you are. I'll be there in about an hour. Could you wait near the benches at the south exit of the station?
Got it. I made it this far. 1 more hour is a piece of cake. I'll be a good girl and wait. Missed call. Missed call. Ken! What's the meaning of this? Why is my ex-husband here? He put me in his car and took off. We're about to enter the highway. Save me! Come quickly, Ken!
Who said I would come to get you?
What?
You're currently on the run because you need to pay an alimony to your ex-husband, right? I heard about this from someone from our high school and asked him to contact your ex-boyfriend.
Yes! It's the alimony! We're going to get married anyway, so you'll pay for it for me, right?
What are you talking about? This alimony's probably a few tens of thousands of dollars, right?
$25,000.
I'm not rich enough to just give you $25,000.
What? Don't you earn $500,000 a year? $25,000 should be easy for you.
Oh, about that. You're probably talking about my wife.
Huh? Your wife? You're married?
Yep. 3 years ago.
Your wife earns $500,000 a year?
Oh, that's not what I meant.
What?
My wife writes novels for a living. She wanted to make a character that earned $500,000 a year and based his personality off of mine. But the editor said it wouldn't work.
Huh?
I talked about this during the reunion, and everyone found it hilarious. Apparently they were talking about it even after I left.
What?
You probably overheard this and made some sort of misunderstanding. That's probably what happened, right?
What? You tricked me. If you feel guilty, then pay the alimony for me.
I don't feel guilty, so I won't.
What?
I don't even have anything to do with this.
What? But,
You need to pay the consequences for your own actions. Bye. I got a call from Stacy's ex-husband thanking me. Apparently, he earns a lot of money and was the guy Stacy started going out with after we broke up. He found out she was cheating on him, so he divorced her and asked for an alimony of $25,000. Stacy had no idea alimonies cost so much, so she panicked and went into hiding. Her plan was to find a guy to pay the alimony for her. That's when she came to our high school reunion and overheard that I now earned $500,000 a year. Stacy, after getting caught by her ex-husband, started working a part-time job the next week. Apparently, she cries when the store owner berates her, which happens every day.
Monique, are you there? It seems that $2,500 isn't going to be enough for this month, so send me more money.
It wasn't enough, but this month is only halfway over. What in the world did you spend it all on?
Don't act like this is my fault. Nancy's bringing her fiancé by the house soon. I have to make a good impression. So I got my hair done, went to the spa, bought a new outfit. Just the bare essentials. What did you expect me to do? Look like a slob when I meet my daughter's fiancé for the first time?
I'm not sure if we both have the same understanding of what bare essentials are.
But isn't Nancy still in her sophomore year in college?
Yes.
And she's already engaged?
Yes, and? He works for a Fortune 500 company. He's a high-powered businessman.
Wow. Well, I'm very happy for her. Is she planning to get married after she graduates then?
I don't know. I suppose she'll probably let him in on her plans sometime soon. She hasn't told me anything yet.
I see. In any case, we can't afford to give you any more than we currently are.
Excuse me?
And besides, you're working, aren't you? Your payday should be coming soon. Can't you get by on that for the rest of the month?
How dare you? I allowed you to marry my eldest son. And how do you repay my magnanimity? With shameful stinginess? I even did you the favor of not moving in with you after you got married. Know your place, Monique. When the mother of your husband gives you an order, it's final. And no, I won't be giving any credence to your ridiculous claims of financial hardship. You're running a business. You could easily be giving me more.
Sean told me that your limit was $2,500 a month, and I've already given you that much.
Sean said that?
Half of that is to be used on Nancy's college tuition, which Sean voluntarily took upon himself after your husband passed away. I'm only doing what Sean told me, which is to send you $2,500 a month. If you are upset with your allowance, then take that up with Sean. He may be overseas on business, but you have his number, don't you? That's all I have to say to you.
Hey, Monique. I want to talk to you about something.
Oh, hi, Sean. Isn't it the middle of the night over there?
Tomorrow's my day off, so I'll be fine sleeping in tomorrow. There's something that I need to talk to you about. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Sean. What's up?
It's about my sister, Nancy.
What happened?
I heard she dropped out of college.
Wow, really?
One of my friends changed companies recently. And apparently Nancy is working full-time at the company he works for now.
Wow.
Sounds like my mom didn't tell you anything either.
No, she hasn't said anything. I wonder what's going on. If she's dropping out, then doesn't that mean we should do something about your mom's allowance? Half of that was for Nancy.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'm stuck on this side of the planet for another 6 months. And since my mom has gotten Nancy to hate my guts, I want to be careful about how we approach the issue with them, since we could just make things worse.
Hey, I know this isn't the main issue right now, but what is it with your mom and Nancy? She treats her way better than you.
Mom always talks about how much Nancy looks like her when she was young. And I look like Dad, because she did her best to push away for nearly their entire marriage until he died. The only reason she even keeps contact with me is because she uses me to finance her lifestyle.
I'm sorry, Sean. I shouldn't have brought it up. So what do you think we should do now?
I hate to ask you this, but I was wondering if you might be able to do some recon on my mom and sister. Nancy's living in the next state over. And Mom's house is about an hour away from ours, so I'll know it'll be a chore.
Actually, Sean, did you hear about Nancy getting engaged?
Engage? No, I haven't heard anything about that.
I didn't hear it directly from Nancy. Your mom told me about it online while she was complaining about needing more money. That was 2 days ago. She said that Nancy was going to bring him by the house to introduce him to her in the near future.
Wow, really? I can't believe this. She's getting engaged this young? And while she's still in school? I don't have any way of contacting her myself. She changed numbers all of a sudden and she never told me her new one.
Yeah, I never even had her contact info in the first place. I guess for now, I'll just have to watch your mom's action for clues. Do you think you can get your friend to keep an eye on Nancy at the office? You said they're working together.
Good idea. I'll ask him.
Monique! How could you humiliate me like this?
What?
Nancy brought her fiancé to the house yesterday. They say they're already making preparations for the wedding. And it's only thanks to him that I know what you've been doing to me. When I told him that you were sending me $2,500 a month, do you know what he did? He laughed. He laughed at me, Monique. And why? Because you're giving me such a pittance of an allowance. I couldn't let that go unanswered. So I told him that we would pay for the whole wedding.
The whole wedding? You do realize that's going to be a pretty astronomical cost, don't you?
It's worth every penny to give my beautiful daughter the wedding of her dreams. I'll spare no expense.
If you don't mind me asking, how are you planning to come up with that kind of money? Seeing as though Sean and I are paying most of your expenses.
Isn't it obvious? You're going to pay for it.
Seriously?
Oh, and just so you're aware, that will be kept a complete secret between us. Publicly, we'll be telling all the guests that I paid for it. You understand, don't you? I have to keep up my image.
You're serious, aren't you?
As much as I hate to repeat myself, this is all the result of you humiliating me with a $2,500 allowance. In order to make amends for what you've done, you'll put up the $50,000 for the wedding and tell everyone that I paid for it by myself. Consider it your first step on your way to being accepted as a true member of my family.
You know what? You're not getting another cent from us.
What?
I'm done with you.
How dare you? You can't do this to me. Monique, what's going on? Both Sean and Nancy are disowning me. This must be your doing. What did you say to them?
It's not the least bit surprising that you would blame me for this. But as long as you're listening, I've got something to say to you.
What did you do? Tell me now.
It's not that complicated, honestly.
Then tell me.
Both Nancy and Sean realized that you had been lying to them. Simple as that.
What?
You used the physical distance between them as well as their limited contact with each other to your advantage. Your story was, Nancy's going to an expensive university and living alone in an unfamiliar city and she needs money. So send me $2,500 for her tuition, rent, and my expenses. Then, you lied to Nancy and said, Sean got demoted to an overseas position and I can't afford to pay your tuition anymore, so quit college and get a job. By the way, the reason Sean was sent overseas was to work on a project that he will then be promoted to lead when he gets back. The $2,500 we've been sending you was split between the two of our incomes. And even if, for some reason, Sean became unable to afford it by himself, with the money I make running my company, I'd be able to pay it all by myself. Nancy wasn't aware of this and ended up dropping out of college. So congratulations, you played them both. I have to hand it to you, honestly. It was a nearly flawless plan to take the money Sean and I were giving you for Nancy and use it to pay off the damages you owe from losing that lawsuit years ago.
That's utter nonsense. What a ridiculous story. Is that how you got the two of them to cut me out of their lives? With that drive?
Nope. I'm just relaying to you the information I was given. Sean and Nancy made amends due to the help of a friend of Sean's.
What?
We found out that Sean's friend was working at the same company as Nancy.
Oh no.
He talked to them both, and seeing the major contradictions between the two of their stories, he had the two of them meet up to talk it over. They set up a web meeting and had a conversation that lasted several hours.
They talked to each other? That's the worst possible thing that could have happened.
And in the course of their conversation, they started to wonder if the money Sean was sending you for Nancy's rent and tuition wasn't going to Nancy, where was it going? And when they got a private detective to look into you, they found out that you had been stalking a married man who spurned your advances. And you were paying off the settlement in monthly installments, which can only mean one thing. You were using our money to pay off your stalking victim, weren't you?
This is terrible. You know everything.
The other day when Nancy brought her fiancé by your house was her attempt to giving you one last chance. She was hoping that you would finally tell her the truth and admit your years-long deception. But not only did you fail to do that, you decided to use Nancy's wedding as an opportunity to bill me for an additional $50,000. And she finally realized that there was no way you would ever come clean. So she decided to cut you off.
But I was just trying to give her a nice wedding.
So do you understand why both of your kids have disowned you now? And also why I'm never giving you any more money?
Monique, wait!
And this goes without saying, but after this conversation, I'm never speaking to you again either.
How am I going to do the settlement now?
Now, you'll be hearing from our lawyer shortly about you returning the money you fraudulently took from us.
No, please.
So do be sure to respond to him in a timely manner.
But Monique, I still have several years of payments left.
And what would you like me to do about that? Like I said, my only role in this was to send the monthly payments like Sean told me to do.
Then, could you at least give Nancy and Sean a message?
They both made it very clear that they aren't interested in hearing any of your cries for help.
This can't be happening.
Goodbye. We had already canceled the lease on our apartment that was about an hour away from Sean's mom's house, but it seems like she made one final attempt to reach us the day after that last line message. She was ringing the doorbell for a solid 15 minutes when our old neighbor popped out and told her we had moved, at which point her face went pale and she slowly walked away. She is now working a second job she got through a relative in addition to the part-time job she was already working. But apparently the settlement was for an amount so massive, at this rate she's gonna have to keep working 2 jobs until she's 90. As for Nancy, she decided that she's going to try and go back to school. And with the help of her understanding fiancé and Sean, it looks like her dream will likely be coming true. And for me, I'm just glad that things will finally be settling down a bit around here.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.